No one could dispute the right of Hans Nielsen to take the world crown. He won the title in one of the closest and most controversial finals ever fought out. After being involved in a pile-up with Tommy Knudsen, Nielsen was shunned by defending champion Erik Gundersen and that other Great Dane, Ollie Olsen. All ill feeling was forgotten, though, at Oxford Stadium when the new Speedway hero returned home. The band played, and one of the sport's most loyal armies of supporters turned out in force to toast their new champion.
I think I probably rode a bit hard, and also with Ivan Major helping me. He was saying that in world finals you've got to sort of ride 25% harder than in normal meetings. So, yes, I rode hard.
But you talk about pressure. Now you're the world champion. You're the guy that everybody wants to beat.
Well, that's right, but, you know, it's a different kind of pressure. I mean, before everybody expected me to win anyway, so now I got the title, and still people would obviously expect me to win. But it doesn't worry me too much because I kind of like a bit of pressure. I think it makes me perform better.
Nielsen is the latest in a long line of Danish riders to take the title. A country lad, he's ridden all his speedway in the Midlands and over the years has been one of the most consistent and entertaining riders in the British League. What makes him so special?
We started to ride speedway when we were 12 years of age on the small mopeds, and obviously the younger you are, the quicker you learn. So I think that's been the main trick. And also, obviously, when we come to England, we sort of come to a strange country. You know, it's either make or break.
This season, Nielsen could sweep the board with Denmark in international competition and Oxford on the home front. One thing's for sure, where Nielsen rides, the fans are sure to follow. And the way things are going right now, you've a fancy that a new Speedway legend is in the making.
Actually,
last year's debut for Speedway on ice at Telford was a sellout and a great success. This weekend it's back again, but this time the best riders from the Soviet Union who excel at the sport have been brought in to compete for the rest of the world against Great Britain. Also on the ice will be the stars of British Speedway, but the transition isn't quite as easy as it looks.
It's completely different. The grip you've got obviously with ice compared with the shale we're used to, and the fact of the matter is, if you do 150 metres a year, you tend to get used to one thing, one type of grip and the way that you ride the bike, and all of a sudden you're faced with something as radically different as this. It's just so different. It just takes you know, it's such a lot of getting used to. So the trouble is with the spikes here, they're pretty lethal little things that get them ripping into you. So the tyre thing really is probably the biggest danger of it. You're not travelling that quick, which is some consolation, but you know, they're nasty little spikes. So you can really hurt yourself if you don't look after yourself.
It's patience, really, because you used to really attack a speedway meeting aggressively, and here you have to be aggressive in a less manner. Just really take it easy because it's smaller, and you're 4 people on such a narrow space. If you start pushing it too much, then you find yourself in trouble. But then we have to go for it, because if you're not competitive, it's not going to be fun watching. So we're going out there with our heart, really trying our best, and we are going to put a show on, and that is going to be fast and furious.
It's a real full-on international rest of the world versus England. I mean, we want to win, and that's that. You know, there's no two ways about it.
Britain's second attempt at ice speedway brought the world's finest riders to Telford's ice stadium. Not all of them found the surface to their liking, though. As England challenged the rest of the world, some riders lost control completely. This is England's Alan Rossiter coming to grief here in the second heat. World champion Hans Nielsen also had an off day, somewhat surprising really, since he dominated this event last February. As for the other riders, they soon got accustomed to spike.
Hello, and what a fine match we have in prospect here at the Brandon Stadium in Coventry. Coventry, of course, league title winners in 78 and 79, up against Cradley Heath, runaway leaders this year. They're 5 points clear at the top, and really it's up to Coventry to win because they've got to keep in touch with the top. Well, there's been a tremendous amount of rain here over the last few days, so let's start off with a check on conditions as we join our commentator, Dave Lanning.
Conditions indeed nigh on perfect for speedway racing here at Brandon, traditionally one of the better prepared speedway tracks in the world, and they're ready to take his place in Heat 1. The home skipper And that's, of course, the great Dane Ole Olsen, triple world champion, with a considerable amount of responsibility on his shoulders this evening, because there's no question that Cradley Heath are the team of the season thus far. They are 5 clear at the top of the league, and they have won their last 10 matches. They've only been beaten once, Cradley, and that was by Swindon, and that was back in June, when Swindon indeed were making a flourish for the championship themselves. They're currently in 3rd place. Coventry at the moment have lost 5 matches. They're in 4th place in the British League table. There is Bruce Pennell, inspirational skipper, American skipper of the Heathens. Coventry back in 4th place. They've been beaten 5 times away from home. So we might really say that this particular fixture could wrap up the league championship. If Coventry win, they're still in with an outside chance, but if Cradley are successful, well, that just about would surely take the first ever British League Championship to Dudley Wood. Bruce Pennell, of course, the new Intercontinental champion. He won that one in the wet in Vojens, Denmark, the track in Jutland, which Ole Olsen part owns. Pennell really is having a sensational season already. He has a share in the World Pairs Championship with fellow Californian Bobby Schwartz. A huge crowd settling in here at Brandon, freely implemented and augmented by Cradley supporters who've just come across the Midlands for this crucial league match.